Welcome, everyone, to the Daily Juice Podcast on the Betting Pros Network. I'm your host, Sean, stacking the money green. Give me a follow on Twitter at Sean T. Green. And as always, Daily Juice is being brought to you by BetMGM. Use the promo code JUICE. $10 bet turns into $200 in free bets if either team scores a touchdown. Good for college and pros. Hey, not a great day for the picks. Not a great day for Kyler Murray. Not a great day if you're a guy who bets against ACL injuries. I mean, I don't know what's worse, having a bet that's immediately cooked or waiting around for that slow eventual death. But that's what it was. Unfortunately, on Monday night, went 1-3. Could have been worse, honestly, if we're being real. The 2-unit side, Arizona failed. A lot of this was correlated, right? I mean, my handicap was Bill Belichick struggles against rushing quarterbacks, a la Kyler Murray. You know who doesn't struggle against rushing quarterbacks? The turf in the NFL. Actually, it's a whole other debate, but the players are complaining like, hey, we don't want to play on this fake turf. Ironically or coincidentally, the Arizona Cardinals actually have real grass that they roll in for the games. It took Kyler Murray down, non-contact ACL. Just you feel for the guy. And you feel for the Cardinals for paying him because they're in a really tough spot. You feel for the fans. You feel for gentlemen like myself that took Kyler Murray over 35.5 rushing yards. I mean, he had a large patch of grass, and you just see it immediately happen. You go, oh, no, he's screwed. We're screwed. And, again, that was the handicap. Him as a rushing quarterback against Bill Belichick. They always do well. And Colt McCoy came in, who I don't mind Colt McCoy as a backup quarterback. I think if you're getting line value with Colt McCoy, he could be interesting, but just not a good matchup coming in cold against this Patriots defense. Matthew Judon, their pass rush is going to eat them up. Like Kyler Murray is going to be able to scramble out of that. It kind of would force Kyler to scramble, and that's what he's best at. So that was a complete fail, as was Ramondre Stevenson over 35.5 or 33.5 receiving yards. That also got cooked. He also got hurt. I saw some crazy things on Twitter, and obviously related to fantasy football. You can see a lot of crazy stuff on Twitter. Otherwise, I think a guy was up like 20 points in his fantasy football matchup to go into the playoffs. He had Kyler and Ramondre Stevenson. They both got injured. The guy he was playing had New England's defense, got the defensive touchdown, got all those sacks, and got the win. So as bad as the beat you think you have, it can always be worse. And also, I get it. Maybe your book refunded it. Maybe they didn't with these injuries. Don't be the guy yelling at the sports book that, hey, give me my money back. You don't want to be that guy. Although if they did give you your money back, hey, sweet. Not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. The one prop I did hit, Hunter Henry over 30.5 receiving yards. And, man, this was even annoying in and of itself. The one prop you did hit, I gave out some DGen plays, and my first touchdowns were tied to some Hunter Henry touchdown stuff that could have maybe hit. The Patriots still didn't look great, even in this win. Normally if you get a 14-point road win, you're pretty excited, but there was still a shot of Mac Jones yelling at the offensive coordinator / is this guy an offensive coordinator, Matt Patricia. In the postgame, it was hilarious. Rare compliment you'll get out of me with Troy Aikman, where he goes, I was in the league a long time, and I can't recall a defensive coordinator that I thought should be calling plays. Especially when, national play-by-play guys are calling you out. Belichick, come on, dude. It's clown show right now. You're letting your arrogance get the best of you. Just hire an offensive coordinator. Is Matt Patricia that awesome to hang out with? And I get it. You kick your son a job for the DC position. Okay, I understand nepotism, but I mean, Matt Patricia, come on. Was he got the inside scoop on Spygate? Why are we keeping this guy around? He's got some photos. What's going on here? It's kind of just a weird game. A lot of injuries. That's brutal. Hopefully you made it into your fantasy football playoffs. Hey, you know who's having a great season? Stephon Diggs. YouTube.com/bettingpros. Hit subscribe. Comment on this video. Automatically entered to win an autograph Stephon Diggs jersey. Okay. Tuesday night, talking some hoops. First up, I got 2 NBA plays and 1 college basketball play. First up, Suns at Rockets. I'm taking the home dog here, +6 over on DK. Solid spot for a home dog here with the Houston Rockets. Rockets are pretty good at home. ATS 6-3-1 on the season, but more importantly, on a 5-0 run. And meanwhile, the Suns have lost 4-0. Last loss was in overtime, which again, when you have a road trip, these overtime games add up as well. The Suns just don't look right. I mean, since they got destroyed by the Celtics, their confidence has kind of been low. Just seem like they're in a little bit of funk, and I don't think you really get right till you get at home, see those friendly rims, see it go through the basket a bunch, get right. Now you could talk me into, hey, Suns are a much better team. That's our 6-point road favorite. This is a get right spot against the Rockets. I guess I would just counter with the way the Rockets play. Like, obviously they have some flaws in their game. That's why they're a 6-point home dog here. But Houston is one of the best rebounding teams in the game, 4th in the league. And in particular, over the last 3 games, no one has been a better rebounding team than your Houston Rockets, a.k.a. I mean, rebounds are the ultimate effort stat. I mean, you're listening to a guy who not afraid to throw elbows, not afraid to box out a couple guys here in a rec league for a loose ball. Oh man, there's a much longer story to it, but there was a rec league game where I was battling it out for a loose ball and I kind of swung my elbow, accidentally hit a guy in the teeth. Felt really bad about it. He stormed off the field. I accidentally knocked his front 2 teeth out with my elbow. He ended up not having dental insurance, so I did Venmo this guy like $250 to help fix his teeth. I felt pretty bad. But the moral of the story is, if you're a home dog and you're good at rebounding, I like your chances. Hey, speaking of the Celtics, they're only laying 3.5 at the Lakers. Are you kidding me? This is a great bounce back spot. They just lost to the Clippers. It's a back-to-back game, but it's a non-travel spot because they're just staying in Los Angeles. Lakers are coming off a rare road win. The Celtics team is going to be super hungry. And again, they get up in big spots. Clippers was a sleepy spot, right? You're playing 2 games in LA. More people are going to be watching the Lakers games. There might be actually fans in the stands for the Lakers game. That is the game they will get up for. Again, Boston number 1 in the league in scoring. Lakers 25th there on the defensive side. Celtics have owned the Lakers. ATS 6-1 ATS. And someone who lives in Los Angeles, Monday night, not much going on. So the Monday to Tuesday back-to-back in Los Angeles, that's not where you get in trouble. Like, none of the good clubs are open. I mean, it's even hard to find somewhere to get something to eat at, like, after the game downtown. Like, there's really not a lot of trouble you can get into as a Celtics guy visiting LA. What you have to worry about, and when we find these spots, we will talk about them on the show, but the Saturday to Sunday back-to-back spot where you play that early afternoon game, like the noon or 1 p.m. Pacific Sunday tip for the NBA guys on the back-to-back, that is a tough spot for visiting teams. But here, back-to-back Monday night, they're a bunch of good boys. They'll be at home watching their game film in their hotels. Celtics -3.5 is the play. Not going to go out living it up. Moving over to college basketball, we got Memphis catching 6.5 against Alabama. Now, Alabama has been a really good team, but this is a good time to fade them. They're coming off a massive road win against Houston. And these college kids, you come back, start smelling yourself. Hey, we're actually Alabama, a basketball school. They're having those conversations amongst themselves, maybe smelling themselves a little bit. They do have a good defense, but how do you beat a good defense with extra possessions? Memphis is 41st in the country in offensive rebounding. That in the situation spot, I like Memphis. And you throw in also 3 percentage points better at the line. Give me Memphis and the points here. So Memphis +6.5 at Alabama, 1 unit bet MGM. Celtics -3.5 at Lakers bet MGM. Last but not least, the Houston Rockets as a home dog catching 6 over on DraftKings. Hey, follow us on TikTok at Betting Pros. Follow me on Twitter at Sean T. Green. Check out my other podcast, the Sports Gambling Podcast. And you know what to do. Subscribe, rate, and review. And as always, don't forget to let it ride.